Look, I know, Michael, you have a very close eye on what's been happening in New York. It's a bit of a diplomatic mission for our Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, who's over there. He's doing a few talks on the side at the UN, as you would appreciate. But we're looking at the French fallout of all of this, and it could have implications when it comes to that EU free trade deal. What are you seeing here?
Yeah, obviously that's a concern, how France will react, specifically with regard to Australia. And obviously, the clearest, joint or juncture for Australia that they could let us know how upset they are through is through trade. And look, we do know that the French are distinctly upset, and they've continued to air their sense of grievance at this AUKUS deal between Australia, the United States and the United Kingdom. Now, we saw just yesterday, about just over 24 hours ago, the French foreign minister let loose on President Joe Biden by saying that as far as the French are concerned, President Biden in spirit is no different to President Trump. Because as the French are saying, President Biden has continued with this go-it-alone style American foreign policy. And that has led, they said, to the creation of a crisis of trust between the French and the Americans. And the French are America's longest historical ally, dating back to the Revolutionary War. Now, the French ambassador to the United States, now recalled, speaking from Paris, just spoke a couple of hours ago, and he further continued illuminating the world on the French sense of grievance. But honestly, if you boil down what's coming out of France and the statements, I think there's a serious question here you can ask. Are the French really upset about the decision itself for Australia to pivot from a French sub to an American sub? Or if you listen really clearly and boil it down, there's a suggestion that what the French are really upset about is being left out of the loop. And that, it seems, has been the greatest affront to them and has troubled their sense of the alliance and has renewed calls within France for a greater sense of European military autonomy so that they don't have to rely on the Americans.
Michael Ware, it is interesting indeed. It's all happening this morning. We'll have to leave it there. An earthquake in the eastern part of Australia, would you believe? As you sit there in LA, you'd be familiar with such things. We'll speak to you soon.